Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Grand Rising, and welcome to the Female Solution Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, to start your week off with a fresh mindfulness stress relief session. Today is Monday, August 20th, and today's topic is children's mental health and how can we help them. Are your children overactive, slow to learn, learning disabilities? Well, we will take a look at how they are reacting to external stimuli as well as internal stimuli, and how we can be of service to them. Our very special guest today, Khalid B. Scott, will be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. He is a licensed professional social worker with 25 years of experience of helping people in the mental arena, and he has such a wonderful insight. And regularly he sends out tidbits of information, I like to call it, on social media via LinkedIn and other social media websites. And if you're listening online for the first time this morning, thank you for joining us. And you can also join us online with your questions, comments, and suggestions on our Facebook page. We have several, and the first one is the Female Solution, as well as Zelda Speaks. And you can also catch us on Twitter and Instagram and any of the others that you so desire. Let us be reminded that you can always win one of our trivia prizes. And today's trivia, as usual, is if you can name the topic of today's subject of today's show, you can win the 21-day Mindfulness Stress Relief Home Practice Journal or the Innovative Mindfulness Breakthrough System audio program. So you can have it in a book form or in audio, because everyone has a different level of learning, and we want to make that available to you. And we're also looking for health ambassadors. If you'd like to help someone who has diabetes or is borderline diabetic or recovering from diabetes, in which I am, there is lots of information available, and you can take a look at diabeticdonut.com. And we're also looking for people who like to shop. Everybody likes to shop. This is America, but wouldn't it be nice to shop with someone else's money? That's a little food for thought. Yes, well, it is possible. Simply go to my website, zeldaspeaks.com, and click on the word training. And this opportunity is available for individuals as well as nonprofits and for-profit business. If you're looking for a fundraiser, then this will certainly help you get started, because when you shop, 9 times out of 10, you don't get a return on that investment. And so it's really not an investment. You're just spending money. Well, there is a young woman from the islands. Her name is Miss Yasin Hall, and you can look her up on Facebook as well. And she teaches people how to make $10,000 a month selling at Amazon. Now, we're not saying it's not going to be easy, but it can be done. If you are serious about earning extra income and you don't want to work an extra job, work extra hours, and they take more taxes, well, this may be an option for you, so do keep that in mind. And keeping in mind that the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, you can see the show in which I assist in the production of higherlearningnetwork.org, and in the upper left-hand corner you click on HLN TV. Now, as we begin our session today, some may ask, well, what is mindfulness? And why do I need to practice it? Well, somewhere during the course of the day, if you're living and breathing on the planet, there will be interruptions in your life in the form of people, places, and things and situations. And you need to be mentally prepared, because, as Dr. Maya Angelou says, before you face the day, face God. And what does that mean? Put on your spiritual armor, because today is a brand new day, and you need to be mindful. That is, to pay attention of the situations and circumstances around you, but not be judgmental, just living in the moment. Ooh, how hard is that? That causes us to pay attention in a way that we've never paid attention to. I just received a Happy Monday text from our guest today, Khalid B. Scott, who will be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour, and I love this. It says, Happy Monday. Today is a brand new day. And these are all the little affirmations on a board. It says, aspire for more. Take chances. Be amazing. Pursue your passion. You know you've got something in the back of your mind that's been bugging you for years, and you're just afraid to move on it. Well, that's okay. Today you will leave with the tools equipped to help you pursue that passion. That was my adding that. It also says believe, have fun, be brave, never give up. Make a difference. Work hard. How about work smart? Embrace kindness. Live your dream. Love well. Stay strong. Happy Monday. Happy week. Happy life. And that is our notation from our 8 o'clock guest, Khalid B. Scott, who will be joining us with mental health. And as we continue mental health this morning, let us become still, become quiet, and take this time to arm ourselves and prepare for the day. Not just get up and run out the door, but take just a few minutes and do something special for yourself. If you're listening online, keep in mind that this was designed just for you. And if you're listening via telephone, this was designed with you in mind just for you. Today is Monday, August 20th, but I will be reading from August 19th from Inspirational Conversations, Volume 2 with Shalomith Yisrael, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And it says, expectations are at an all-time high. We expect too much of other people when we don't expect enough from ourselves. We expect people to keep us company when we don't even like being alone with self. We expect people to make us happy when we're not even happy with self. We expect people to buy us things when we don't want to buy ourselves things. We expect people to like being around us when we're walking around angry. We expect way too much of other people, and it's time to start expecting more of ourselves. Not being overachievers or even critical of ourselves, but just to be more loving to ourselves in whatever manner suits us best. We have great expectations from you, for you, and with you. Inspirational Conversations with Shalomith Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And that book of daily affirmations is online at the website at zeldaspeaks.com. You simply click on products. It's important that we continue the process on a daily basis to empower ourselves. And we can begin that process right now with our morning meditation session. So let us become still. Close our eyes. Take a long, deep breath and just give thanks. If nothing else, just give thanks. Be thankful for the opportunity to have arisen to another day, to do what you have been put here on this planet to do, because someone, somewhere, didn't make it to Monday, August 20th. Someone had big plans for this day who's not here. So you have one day, this day alone, to do your very best and to be your very best. Take a long, deep breath. Inhale and give thanks for that. Now, as we begin our Monday morning mindfulness, mental health, meditation session, as we become still, we will close our eyes, sit up straight in a chair. If you're lying on your back, that's okay. But it's always good to sit up straight so that the energy can flow from the top of your head to the tip of your feet. And you will be counting, inhaling, taking a long, deep breath to the count of 6 and holding it for a second. I want you to get used to holding your breath. We'll talk about that at another time. And then you will exhale to the count of 6. So just don't blow it out. Just count as you blow it out. And if you can, breathe through the nose. If you can only breathe through the mouth, you have sinus issues or breathing issues, that's fine. As long as you breathe, that's what's important. So let us begin. Inhale deeply to the count of 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counting to yourself. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you continue to breathe to yourself, counting to yourself, be aware of the energy as it flows through the body. It is the breath that sends signals to each and every cell, membrane, tendon, ligament, and organ in your body that everything is okay despite appearances, because you are now experiencing life from the spiritual realm, from the inner you, not the outer you, because it is the inner you that has the answers to all of your questions. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. As we begin the breathing process from the top of our head, see the light as your eyes are closed and you're sitting up straight, and you feel the energy flowing throughout the body, beginning at the top of the head, down through the spine. As we breathe in and as we breathe out, we give thanks. As that energy circulates from the top of our head to our forehead, circulating through the eyebrows, and the eyes, and the nose, and the lips, and the cheeks, and the chin, we give thanks for the breath of life. Inhale deeply. As the energy of life continues to circulate down throughout the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the solar plexus, the stomach, the sides, the lower area, we give thanks for the breath that is revitalizing and circulating and percolating and moving through our body, giving us light, love, and energy. Oh, what a wonderful way to experience this day. As you continue breathing, inhaling deeply, focusing on the breath in your chest. As it inhales and you exhale and you feel the life in your body. Nothing is more important at this moment than the breath itself. Inhale deeply. As you give thanks, as the breath continues to flow throughout the hip area, the back, the spine, the hips, the legs, the thighs, the knees. What a wonderful way to experience life through the breath that keeps us safe and secure in times of doubt and limitation and lack and fear and drama and situations and circumstances. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale as the energy continues to flow throughout the ankles and the arches and the heels and the toes and the bottom and the top of the feet. Inhale deeply. And we give thanks that now we have energized and we have armed our entire being with a breath of life that has been given us this day. And nothing, no one and nowhere can interrupt, can break through that armor, because we have prepared ourselves this day for that which enables us to move forward, being untouched, as we are invincible to the thoughts that do not coincide with our inner well-being. We release them now, and we repeat the words out loud. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. Yes, I am. Again, let's say it out loud. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. One more time to reinvigorate the subconscious. I am happy. Yes, I am. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. No matter what the circumstances are in our bodies and in our lives, we are happy. We are healthy. We are whole and complete. And as we take our long, deep inhale, exhale, bringing your chin to your chest, face forward, rotating the head to the left slowly, still breathing slowly. Slowly, you're moving too fast. Slowly, moving the head to the back. Slowly, slowly, around to the right. Slowly, still breathing, inhaling and exhaling deeply. And slowly bringing it around to the right and back around to the front, chin to chest. And reversing the head to the right slowly. You may feel a crack in your neck, but it's okay. It's just air. Moving through the joints, slowly bringing it around to the back. You should just be getting to the back. Moving in small increments, bringing the head over to the left, slowly, slowly, and slowly bringing it around to the front, chin to chest, head straight up, looking to the right as far as you possibly can, back to front, head around to the left as far as you can, hold it, and bringing the head back to front. Inhaling deeply, and exhale. Inhale deeply, and exhale. One more time. Inhaling deeply, and exhale. You have just prepared yourself for a powerful day. You will do things today that you had no idea that you will do. You will say something kind to someone from the goodness and the love in your heart that you had no intentions of doing. You will be so special and loving to yourself today. At the end of the day, you will pull out a piece of paper and write on your list 5 things that you are grateful for this day, just because it was so wonderful. It was such a good day, and you give thanks. Inhale deeply. As you prepare for your day, know that you are at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And if you can, be so kind to share what you just experienced with someone else. In the course of the day, when situations and circumstances appear before you that present anxiety or tension or stress in your body, try that breathing exercise. And you don't have to do it for 5 minutes. You don't have to do the head rolling. You just simply breathe. And when you begin to breathe on people, when they come into your existence, they'll think twice. They may step back, especially if you have onion or garlic on your breath. That will get rid of them in a heartbeat. So be sure and share that today. And just begin breathing if you have a stressful day or trials or tribulations. And when you call in this morning, at 515-605-9325. I'd like to know how that experience helped you. And please remember to press 1 so that I can open up your mic and I'll know that you'd like to speak. It's 7:28. You're listening to Monday Morning Mindfulness. If you just joined us, that's Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. And we start your week off with mindfulness and stress relief sessions. And today we are talking about our children's mental health. And you say, well, what does that have to do with me? Because we are all carrying around energy from our childhood that has not been dealt with or resolved, however you'd like to phrase that. And the question is, if we're big enough and bold enough and brave enough to answer that for ourselves, what childhood issues are you carrying around? Well, I can tell you that I have a few issues that I'm still holding on to and that I am aware of, and I'm trying to make strides. I am not trying. I am doing it. I am realizing that the thoughts of lack and limitation that I experienced as a child came from my living with my aunt when my mom died, and there was so much lack and limitation. There was so much fear and there was so much anger because we were sent to live with an aunt on a farm, and we were sharecroppers. Well, she was a sharecropper, so I joined the family, and I was beginning to live life as a sharecropper's niece. And through that all, I experienced a life where I thought there would never be enough because there never was enough, and that's what I experienced. So if you'd like to share that this morning when you call in, we'd love to hear from you, 515-605-9325, and remember to press 1 if you'd like to speak. But right now, we've got some very important messages for you, so just stay close.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection.
Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on Cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listings.
While taxes do provide the funds to pay for our services, high taxes can drive business out of our city. Residents then go out of state to buy gas because our gas taxes are so high. And when they buy gas, they stop and buy many other items. Lowering gas taxes will keep those residents and dollars in our city.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Kareem Hamid.
And I'm Sister Manira Habil. Join us every Wednesday from 6 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Female Solution Radio Show as we, along with our host, Naima Latif and the American Muslim 360 family, discuss ways to improve our relationships with our spouses, our children, and our loved ones in order to build a stronger community.
Call in and comment at 515-605-9891 and press 1 when you're ready to speak. We want to hear your thoughts.
Assalamu alaikum.
Are you having challenges with your 2-year-old who has suddenly discovered they have a free will and has learned to tell you no? Are you having challenges with your 8-year-old who has suddenly learned how to tell untruths in order to avoid punishment? Are you having challenges with your 13-year-old who has suddenly realized that they know everything and you know nothing? Parenting is a challenge. Our children are here to learn and grow in understanding so that they can reach their highest creative potential and contribute to a new world of peace and harmony. To do our part as their teachers and protectors takes wisdom, patience, and skill. Join me, Naima Latif, and facilitator Mark Shahid on the Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on American Muslim 360 Blog Talk Radio. Tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/American Muslim 360. Call in with your questions at 515-605-9891. That's 515-605-9891. Spare the rod. Love the child.
Hi, I'm Beloved, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family on Saturdays from 12 noon to 2 p.m. with a brand new show entitled Women Entrepreneurs International. Women Entrepreneurs International empowers women to be financially free by starting their own home-based business. I look forward to being with you Saturday, 12 noon. Call in 515-605-9325. We, WEI, we are the answer.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
And thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, for your Monday morning mindfulness. It is such a pleasure to be able to assist our listeners in the process of starting their week off empowered. And someone sent me a text asking me, why do we speak out loud the affirmations that I shared with you during the mindfulness stress relief session, the meditation session? And that reason is because words have wings. And the words that we use manifest on a physical level, whether we are aware of it or not. So it is imperative that we be conscious of the words that we use. It's really simple. So if you are telling yourself anything, let those words be powerful words. And two of the most powerful words on the planet come from ancient scripture. And those two words are I am. So whatever you say behind those words, that is what you will experience. Well, you might say, well, I want to win the lottery. Is that possible? Well, I saw online, and not only online, I saw it, was it the Oprah show or some television show? This was probably about 10 years ago, where it was a young sister who said that she practiced what I just said for 10 years, that I am the winner of the lottery. Memory serves me. I don't believe she was in Illinois. I don't remember what state it was. But she said she practiced that for 10 years. I am the lottery winner. And she won. And she had a journal. She kept a journal, and she showed that every day. Now, this is not about money, but this is about showing you the power of the words. Another good example is this. Say you have had a long day, and you're tired. You come home at the end of the day, you just want to kick off your shoes, turn on the TV, and indulge in news, entertainment, reality TV, or something just to take your mind off of how tired your body is. You just want to plop down on the couch and do nothing. Well, think on this. If someone called you and said, girl, I just won the $1 million lottery, and I need you to go with me to the airport. I have a round trip, first-class ticket to anywhere in the world you want to go. Pick it. Choose it. And guess what? Your brain would say, oh, let's go. I'm not tired. I'm ready to go. Tired would not even come out of your mouth, because the thought, the energy that transformed your body, forgot that you were tired, forgot that the body was tired. The body is no longer tired. The body does what you tell it to do. Try that on for food for thought. So as you go throughout the day, do keep in mind that the two most powerful words, I am, should be followed by that which you want in your life. Not what you don't want, but what you do want. And as you do that, remember that you are operating on a metaphysical level. This is not a physical thing. This is a spiritual thing. It takes time for those words to be activated, because all the prior times, days, months, years, up until now, as Jan Van Sant would say, up until now, until today, you have been programming your life to be what it is today. So think on that. And this day is the only day that you have, because tomorrow is not promised. Over the weekend, I'm sure that you have listened, as I have, and everyone else on the planet has listened to that of Aretha Franklin. The Queen of Soul has made her transition. She is now on another plane, on another level of being, in which we may or may not know anything of, because we operate on a physical level. She may be wherever she is, teaching, playing piano, singing, sharing the wisdom and the light and the love and the energy that only the Queen of Soul can give. And she's doing it on another level. What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? She's dead. She died. Well, her soul left her body. She's not dead. Her soul left her body. And there's a possibility that there's a life on another level, not in the physical realm, where she continues to do what she does best, and that is give the gift of song through her voice. How is that possible? Well, I haven't spoken to anyone who has left the planet. I know our executive director Naima Latif has had that experience, and other people have had that experience. And I have had similar experiences, not on a physical level, but on a spiritual level, because sometimes during the course of the day when I am indecisive about something that I need to do, have you ever been in a room where something will fall or something will grab your attention and you are about to do something one way and something else happened? Now, the apartment that I live in, sometimes I'm in one room and another room, and I'll hear something fall, and I'll go in the kitchen or the living room, and I'll ask Spirit, what is it that I need to know? Because lots of times I walk in a room and I just forget what I came in there for. And I know I'm not alone on that, and that's okay too. Our ancestors are with us each and every day. I feel the spirit of my mom and my brothers and my sisters who have gone on before me, and my aunts and my uncles, because I sometimes make decisions to do things that may not be in my best interest, and a little still small voice will say, no, don't do that, do this. No, you don't want to go that way, go this way. Yesterday, I usually wear glasses, and when I got home in the evening, I was wearing contact lenses all day, and when I got home last night, I was trying to take my contact lenses off, and they wouldn't come out my eyes. I could not figure that out to save my life. I was like, I've been wearing contact lenses for 40 years. Well, off and on. And I've never had a problem with taking my lenses off. So I said to myself, okay, this is a teaching moment here. Or I should say this is a listening moment, because you know something's going on in the spiritual realm that you need to pay attention to. And I said, okay. So I was in the kitchen. And I said, okay, let me go into the bathroom where there's more light and I can be alone and I can hear what is trying to be relayed to me, because there was noise in the living room. So I went in the bathroom, closed the door, turned the light on. And I did the breathing exercise. And I said, whatever it is that I need to know, let it be revealed to me right now. And I said to the spirit that is within me, okay, I get it. Whatever it is, I will be very attentive the rest of the evening. So instead of coming home and watching a movie, which I usually do on Sunday evenings, there's a program called Underground that is produced by, is it Tyler Perry? It's on the OWN channel. I can't remember. And I am so enjoying it because I am so learning so much from it. And I said to myself, okay, I got it. I will not be watching this show this evening. I will be doing a little homework for my show for tomorrow morning. I'm not going to watch the show. So I said out loud, I said, okay, I got it. I got it. You don't have to keep my contacts in my eyes anymore. I got it. And the moment I said that, I tried to take the lenses out, and guess what? They came right out. So that message to me was, pay attention. What are you looking at? Everything that has to do with the eyes. What are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? And it always sends me back to one of my favorite books, Louise Hay's. And that book is called You Can Heal Your Life. Because something is always going on a subliminal level whether we believe it or not. So I went to look for the eyes to see what's going on in the physical realm, but on a higher level, on the spiritual realm. So I looked up dry eyes because that's what I had, dry eyes. And it said the probable cause. See, it gives you the problem, it gives you the probable cause, and then it gives you a new thought pattern. So the problem was dry eye. The probable cause was angry eyes. Wow. Refusing to see with love. Would rather die than forgive. Being spiteful. So I had to look at that because I believe that. I've had these experiences before, and I immediately run to the book, and I look at the probable cause, and that was the cause because I was angry earlier that day. Even though it was a very special day for me, I was angry. And I was angry because I misplaced my cell phone, and I was driving, and I heard a thump, and it fell on the floor. But when I got out the car, I went back to the gas station where I just went in and got some water and came back, and I couldn't find the car. And I was like, I couldn't find my cell phone. I'm so upset. And I'm like, girl, this is my spirit talking to me. You know the phone is in the car. You didn't open the door, so you know it's in the car. And after I'm having a heated conversation with my husband, he looks down on the floor. I have tore the car up under the seat, backwards and forwards, front seat, back seat, and the other seat, dug in my purse, looked everywhere, looking at all the bags in the car, and there's no phone nowhere. Lo and behold, he sticks his hand down underneath the dashboard. There is a little shelf there, and there's the phone. And he says to me, here's your phone. He says, it's the same place it fell last week when I couldn't find my phone. And I'm like, oh, my God. So he found the phone, but I needed to release the anger that has been within me. So that's because I was still angry at him we had a little shouting match going on in the car. He's calling me clumsy. I lost my phone and, back and forth. So that anger was still in my spirit. And when I got home, that's why I couldn't get my contact lenses out of my eyes. Now, that may seem crazy to you, but I'm operating on a metaphysical level. And I do believe that for every physical ailment or misfortune or incident that we have, it comes from something metaphysical. So I went and grabbed my book, and these are the affirmations that I practice. It's called a new thought pattern. So I had to stop thinking, belittling him, and arguing with him for us having the conversation because I couldn't find my phone. And I began writing in my book, I am willing to forgive. I breathe life into my vision and see with compassion and understanding. Wow, I wasn't compassionate with him. I didn't want to hear what he had to say because I knew that I had dropped my phone in the car. I heard it. But in my anger, I was so insistent and so vulgar with my tongue, just thinking ill thoughts. I know I didn't drop my phone. Yeah. I forgot to be loving and kind. I used the excuse that it was hot and he was getting on my nerve and I need to turn the air conditioner on. All those excuses that we come up with. So I said all that to say this. I grabbed my book and I practiced. I wrote 10 times the new thought pattern. I am willing to forgive. I breathe life into my vision and I see with compassion and understanding. So when you call in this morning at 515-605-9325 and press 1, I'll know that you're ready to speak, and you can tell me whatever your issue might be, and I can look that up in Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. And healing the life is one of the most important things that we can do on this planet. It's not your job. It's not how much money you make. It's not where you live. It's not the best school that you go to. It's not your vacation. It's not the best clothes that you wear. It's none of that. It's all physical. You can lose that in a moment's notice. That can be taken from you. But what cannot be taken from you is the armor that you build around yourself and throughout your life, in your body, your spiritual armor. That cannot be taken from you, no matter who you are, whose you are, wherever you are, because God is in control. And once we learn to operate from the omnipotent spirit that is within us, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And if you believe it and know it with your heart, how is that possible? Well, if you just joined us on the Female Solution this morning, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, your Monday morning mindfulness. Our topic today is children's mental health and how can we save the children. What does all of what you just said have to do with saving the children? Well, these are my thoughts, and you can feel free to share your thoughts. Yesterday at the celebration we were having, and I was having a conversation with my fellow Bidwiz players, the topic of Aretha came up, and I learned a few things that I didn't know about her, and so I had to go Google it and be sure it was true before I bring it to you on the air. And it was mentioned that Aretha had 2 children, not 1, but 2 at the age of 14. And she was still a child. So the question came in my mind, how was it possible, or is it possible, that some of the experiences that she had as a child, how did that lead to her having the disease, pancreatic cancer? That thought occurred to me, and one of my associates said, well, think about it. She was raised in a Baptist or Lutheran church, I'm not sure which one. It was in the South, and her father was the preacher of the church. And back in the days, we're talking in the 40s, you as a 14-year-old child did not, and the daughter of a prominent pastor, you did not come home with a child, let alone 2 children. So you think about the mothers of the church back in the day, well, child, you can't bring no baby up in here at 14 years old. And all of the stigma that is attached to a young child who gets pregnant and has not 1 but 2, growing up in a church filled with mothers, and the mothers of the church who are condemning the child because you are bringing a bad name to the Franklin family. Are you serious? Well, that was the topic of the discussion, so I thought I would interject that into the story of today's topic, children's mental health, how can we save the children? And I wonder if her time as a youth, being brought up in the church, and the issues that she had to deal with, how did that evolve into the Queen of Soul having pancreatic cancer? She was a diabetic, too. I did not know that. Did you? Now, that says nothing to remove or to pass doubt or anything on her legacy. She was a shrewd businesswoman, loved by all. We all love some Riri, as we call her, Miss Aretha. We love and still do love Miss Aretha Franklin, but she was a shrewd businesswoman. Did you know that she was worth $60 million? That's what That's what the reports say. I had no idea. Did you know that? And she was such a shrewd businesswoman that she demanded to be paid cash in all of her, for her concerts, her business, so on and so forth. Cash. Did you hear what I said? At a time when artists were being manipulated and they were being robbed of their money, their royalties, everything you could possibly think of, they were being robbed. But not Miss Riri. No, not Miss Aretha. She says, no, you will pay me in cash. And I just thought that was awesome. I really did. When I heard that, I was like, Miss Aretha just took it to the next level. How much more powerful is that? So, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, it is time for a commercial break. And we will be having, joining us in the 8 o'clock hour, a professional mental health specialist, Khalid B. Scott, who will be speaking on the subject of our children's mental health. He's a professional, and you're more than welcome to call in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak as we go to a commercial break. Stay close. We'll be
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Community and police need to come together again. Police need to walk the streets, get to know the citizens. They can ride the buses, the the subways, and once again become the officer friendly we always hear about. Police are the front line between us and the criminal element. As mayor, I will begin program to assure they will get to know us as our neighbors.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach. Every Friday morning, I'm on The Female Solution. I'm also blogging live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soul Purpose Healing, where I help you get back into alignment with the Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. On Sunday, you can call in at 215-383-5863 or go to www.blogtalkradio.com/soulpurposehealing. When I'm not doing spiritual adjustments on Blog Talk Radio, I'm helping clients reduce the stress in their lives with EFT, essential oils, and cost-saving health plans like Ameriplan. Ameriplan is a better way to save money on your health care expenses. There is more information on how to contact me at www.yourholisticlifecoach.com. Till then, stay in joy.
Hi, this is Maika, and I want you to join me every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And let's talk about it. There are so many interesting things to talk about, and we have many thought-provoking discussions. We have amazing guests on the show, and you'll find real transparency, a really peaceful environment, also a healing environment as we do EFT and other healing modalities to bring ourselves into congruence and balance. It's also a child-friendly environment. And we have an open mic. All you have to do is press 1 to be heard and to say what you have to say. No fear, No fake, real truth. That's what you'll find on my show. Visit our archives at The Female Solution on Blog Talk Radio and listen to past discussions that are intriguing. Call 505-615-9325. Invite a friend and listen in, and I'll see you then on Blog Talk Radio. Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Thank you for joining us back here on Monday Morning Mindfulness, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Starting your week off with the Mindfulness Stress Relief Session as we bring on our guest, Khalid B. Scott, mental health professionalist, talking about children's mental health. How can we save the children? Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us, Khalid. Your mic is open.
Thank you
Brother
for having
Khalid.
me, Zelda. Good morning to you.
Grand Rising to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sending me the little thought for the day. I love that. That was awesome.
Welcome.
On how to start the day.
Okay.
As a mental health professional, how can we help save our children? What can we do? There's so much going on with our children today. They don't have the issues that we had as children. It's a whole new way of being. How can we help them?
Wow. Well, what a wonderful question, and it should be a very simplistic answer, but sometimes it's not. But as a 25-year clinician who has worked with DCFS wards my whole career and who has been a mentor, and, of course, I'm a father, and my baby will be 16 tomorrow. Thank you. The best answer I can give, Zelda, is that we have to love our children unconditionally. That's the first, middle, and ending, and then let everything else fall into place. Okay. I often tell parents and even tell my friends that when you bring a child into the world, that has to be your number one commitment, next to taking care of yourself. Because, they say when you're on an airplane and the airplane is about to crash, make sure you put the mask on first, and then you help the person next. So, yes, you take care of you as a parent first, because if you're not well, you can't, do anything for your children. But children have to be our priority. And what I find, Zelda, not only professionally, but even in my personal life, people often put their kids like low men on a totem pole, And we expect these little people who are not as mature, not as experienced, to almost match us, and we're still growing as adults. And our kids are going through a lot, Zelda. Going through a lot. I mean, think about it. If I was to ask you or any of your listeners, if God came to earth and said, hey, I'm going to make you 15 years old again, but in 2018, Would you want to be a 15-year-old now?
Wee. I don't know.
What high school did you go to, Zelda?
I went to Martin Luther King High School for my first 3 years, and the last year we moved north, and I went to Waller High School, which is now Lincoln Park High.
Okay, so think about being a 15-year-old at King High School now. Would you want to be in 2018?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
And tell me why not. Tell me why not.
Because I think about how I was treated then. I was a big girl. I was a size 14 in my first year of high school, and I was teased a lot. I was a big girl. I wore glasses. I didn't look like other people.
Okay.
So I was treated cruel. So I don't think I want to experience that again. I had some fun.
Right. So imagine being that, and then having social media as part of your everyday life. So not only are you getting teased personally, but then some mean girl takes a picture of you and posts it on the internet, and then having hundreds of people laugh at you.
Oh, my God.
So our kids have a lot to do. Think about when we hear the statistics about the crime that's being committed, and we hear that the majority of the victims and the perpetrators are under 18. So you get kids on guard going to and from school, going outside just to hang out. We had back in the day, we had a certain freedom. We were cautionary, but it didn't feel like, oh my God, I got to watch every step of my back because I might get killed, especially if you live in the city. And then with all that, it plays on kids' mental health statuses.
Yes, it does. Tremendously.
Yes.
And we wonder why our children are hyperactive, slow learners, bullying, difficult to live with. They've got a lot to deal with as adults that we're sometimes not even able to deal with.
Right.
And then you put that on a child who doesn't have the skills, coping skills.
Absolutely. So, and I tell parents, like the birth parents of my, children clients, that I tell them on a daily basis, especially if the kids live with them, but even like say if the kids are separated from them and they have once a week visit, I say do a mental health check on your child, and that covers, you bring up things about, like, are you feeling loved? Are you exercising? How's your behavior? Do you feel supported? Are you resting? Do you feel like mommy and daddy is proud of you or someone proud of you? Are you proud of yourself? You be patient with them. Always offer help and support and touch upon how are they feeling today. You ask them about their school status. You ask them, is there any problems and issues that have occurred that they need help with, that they know they can't, be there for themselves. You be a direct and intentional listener. That means is that you sit there and you say, tell me what's going on. And you sit there and you listen very attentively. So don't even have anything going on in your head. You're giving them all the attention, Then, if they tell you that they're going through something, you help them come up with coping strategy, And then as a parent or a guardian or a big brother or an uncle or auntie or grandparent, then you look for symptoms. Is your kid depressed by way of, are they eating or under eating? Are they not dressing the way they normally would? You know what I'm saying? For a girl, she's starting to wear makeup and dressing a little bit more provocative. You know, what is his son putting on? You know, he used to iron his jeans. Now he just throws on sweat and house shoes and leaves out, not taking care of that, you know, the grooming and the hygiene. And then, you know, you think about the environment. Are they keeping their room up? You know, if you was to go to the locker at school, is it a mess? You know, and then most importantly, you have these ongoing conversations with the children. I talk to my kid every day because I always want her to know that Daddy is the safe zone to talk to about anything and everything. And even when I know she may not want to talk to me, if I suspect something is going on, Anaya, sit down and talk to Daddy. I'm here. And then next thing I know, she opens up, you know. So that's how, I mean, we got to be attentive with these children out here. And it don't stop when they turn 18. You got a kid in college, even though they may not be calling you, you call them. Have an agreement that every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock while you're away at college, it's going to be our talk time for 30 minutes. You know, so you can tell me how your week went. Is it anything going on? Is it anything that I can do for you?
Well, Khalid, I want to share with you what you've just done for me.
Okay.
And I would like for you to give your daughter a very special message from me.
Okay.
I would like for you to tell her how much I appreciate her daddy. Because
Thank you.
She has something that I never had, and that was a daddy. And a daddy who provided a safe zone.
Yeah.
So tell your daughter.
Yes.
How much?
Sweetie. Oh. I know, babe. I know. And I'm fatherless, too, you know. I'm fatherless, too. I never had a dad in my life for one day, you know, Zelda. And I know how it feels to be parentless, you know. Thank God I had a mom, you know. But you know what? God gives us the wherewithal to make it through,
Yes, he does.
You know?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Right. By me not having a father, I made a commitment that if I ever had a kid, she would never know one day of the pain I felt of not having one around. She would never know what it means to feel half loved, you know? And then, you know what? We got the best father in the world, Zelda. Now,
yes,
we can't always see him and hug him, but he's here.
Yes.
And he
is. Hallelujah, way. Praise
God.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I have to remind myself that I have a father. He's not here in the physical.
Yes.
He's in the spiritual realm. And I thank you for that. And I thank you.
Yes.
And I thank you for being the father that you are, because so many girls in this world do not have a father, don't even know what a father looks like.
Yeah.
So they wind up having relationships with men who do not have their best interests at heart. Next week we're having a young lady on by the name of Modi, M-O-D-I. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She has a book called Some Women Prefer Hell. And she's going to be, I read the book on Friday. I could not put it down. The hell that she went through as a 14-year-old child, and how she came through that and what she's doing with it now. So 14-year-old to all our teenagers who are listening this morning, and young adults and older adults. Just give thanks for where you are right here, right now, because you could have been somewhere else doing something much worse.
Absolutely.
And the fact that we have a brother like you who is a mental health professional, been doing this over 25 years, who has made it his life's mission and purpose to help people like us who need help.
Yes.
Because we bring that into our adulthood. Our childhood is still with us. I'm sitting up here crying like a 14-year-old, and I'm doing a show. So
know. I mean, you know, so again, now we're in our 40s and 50s, so imagine what a 12-year-old is going through, especially if they don't have somebody who they can get all this out with. You know what I'm saying? So then what happens is, you know, I tell people ask me all the time, Khalid, why are these teenagers going around shooting each other to death? And I said, you know what? Find the person who held the gun, the teenager who held the gun. Follow them home, and then would answer every question you may have of why he did what he did. You know? Follow them home, and whoever opens the door, you will understand why they do what they do. You know? I work with children in crisis and trauma and tragedy every day, Zelda. Every day. And when I get a chance to talk to the parents grew up in tragedy and trauma. The grandparents grew up in tragedy and trauma. So it's a vicious cycle that continues and continues. I have an 18-year-old, you know, client who just had twins. So here she is. She's in the DCFS system, and now she just had twins. So more than likely, guess what's going to happen? You know, if we don't get her fit, you know, and I mean mentally fit, emotionally fit, then her kids become wards of the state. And the cycle continues. And the cycle continues.
And chances are, I hate to say it, but it probably will continue because she is probably not equipped with the skills, with the coping skills that you just mentioned. She probably doesn't have that support system.
Correct. Why? Because she's at a deficit because her mom and dad weren't there. You know? So, you know, so it's like, you know, like yesterday I was sitting at home and I was looking at the one of these channels that shows all these documentaries about, you know, serial killers. And each one, and of course as a clinician, I look for the background story. You know what I'm saying? Or the core issues. And all of them have a similar background. Something horrific happened to them during their childhood. And then as adults, they started acting out. How they act out? They went on killing sprees. You know? A lot of them had issues with mom, you know? And that's the running joke in my industry that it can always be back, you know, tied into what mom did or didn't do. You know? But what it means is that because parents weren't there to give them the foundation, the rock-steady concrete foundation, then they're walking a life of quicksand. They don't have anything stable in their life. So, again, going back to children and mental health, you know, they're trying to figure it out. So oftentimes my children that I work with are, you know, diagnosed with depression, anxiety, adjustment, personality issues, you know, behavior issues, you know, and we're trying to get them to walk in the middle. But it's difficult. Difficult.
And it will always be a challenge, but it's, in the words of Les Brown, it's possible. It's possible.
Absolutely.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely. If they get the help they need. Because, again, it's the stigma, and especially in the black community, about getting mental health services.
Oh,
about
yes.
Getting
that's a whole other topic.
Yes.
Yeah, because, you know, we're taught that we're crazy if we have an issue and we need to talk to somebody. Oh, that's something black folks don't do. And I see somebody has raised their hands. We're going to go to the phone line, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Area code 773-4498. You're live on the air with Khalid B. Scott, mental health professional, 25-year veteran, children's mental health. How can we save the children? Grand Rising. Thank you. Who's this?
Good morning. Good morning. This is Lois. You're in Chicago, Illinois. You know, it sounds
Hi,
like hi. You know, God is so good, and this gentleman, what's his name again, please?
Khalid.
My name is Khalid Scott.
Khalid Scott. What a wonderful! Thank God for you, Khalid Scott. You know, I really have a question for you before I finish talking to everyone this morning. And I just know that God is so good. And Aretha, I was just thinking about our conversation earlier. I was trying to get in. Aretha, having a child at 12 years old, her first child at 12, you know, usually our young ladies enter into the young ladyhood at 11 years old. And sometimes earlier, you know, I have a daughter who entered at 5 years old. So you never know what stress, and then to have another child before you're even 14 years old. I think the next one was 13 years old. And we're talking about a preacher's daughter. We're talking about the most well-known singer I have ever heard in my life.
Amen.
And I come from a group of singers. Okay, the Emotions, the Staple Singers, all of them. You know, as a child, I sang with all of these people, and I do know that whatever she went through as a child at 11, can you imagine having a baby at 12 years old? The stress on her, and then you know, who was there to support her? You know, who helped her? Preacher's daughter, and covered it up for a preacher. You know, who had on the road. So can we imagine? I believe that caused the cancer, the pancreas problem, and everything else in her life that she's been carrying on. And then she got that no good husband. I forgot what his name was, but she had more turmoil from him. You know, they should have gotten 50 men or so together to beat him to death. But they let Reverend Franklin get away with whatever happened. We don't know what happened, but God knows. And she left us with a legacy. If she got through that stress for 78 years, because she had the baby at 12, they were messing with the child when she was 8 or 9, or probably when she first came into the world. Now, Brother Khalid, how would you feel if you know, you had this to happen to your child at 12 years old, under the stress of just having a baby? I know you don't know what it is to have a baby, but you know, we women on Women's Solutions, we know all about it, believe me. And it's a gift from God. So, you know, how would you feel if this your child had a child at 12 years old?
Okay. Wonderful question. First of all, let me say this. It would never happen. And not while I'm in the house. And see, it goes back again to the attention and the focus you give your child. When I hear a young girl or young boy having sex that early, I can tell you unequivocally that they don't have the attention that they should be getting. They have too much free time. You know what I'm saying? A 12-year-old will be in school from 9 a.m. to 4, from 4 to 6, 7 o'clock doing homework, 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock eating dinner with family, and then whatever playtime you want to have with your kids, and then you're in bed. Okay? So as a participatory parent like I am, and even when I got divorced, I became even more participatory, because what I was not going to let happen, that my daughter was going to be a teenage thot out here. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that, wait a minute, if I don't give her the attention she's seeking, and I'm the first man that she loves, she'll find it out in the streets. She'll find it out in the streets. So possibly when Daddy Franklin was in the pulpit, and going house to house helping other souls, his daughter had all this time to be out there doing her thing. But if Daddy would have been like, baby, you get done, you come to the church, you practice your singing, you do your homework, and then we'll go home and go to dinner, she would not have been a teenage parent. I promise you that. But that's why, again, we have to give our children who we bring into this world the attention and the positive attention, the positive company that they deserve. So, again,
I agree
and yeah, absolutely.
And just to piggyback off of what you and our caller Lois said, talking about cancer, I have to go. I always refer to Louise L. Hay, her book, You Can Heal Your Life, and in it, it talks about cancer. It talks about all the diseases of the body. And for cancer, it says, the problem is cancer. The probable cause is deep hurt, long-standing resentment, deep secret or grief eating away at the self, carrying hatreds. What's the use? And the affirmations, a new thought pattern, which is an affirmation, to practice would to be, I lovingly forgive and release all of the past. I choose to fill my world with joy. I love and approve of myself. Now, that's for cancer alone. But this one, as I roll over to the next page, it talks about pancreatic cancer specifically. And under pancreatic cancer, it says the pancreas represents the sweetness of life. It talks about rejection, anger, and frustration because life seems to have lost its sweetness. And the affirmation to practice for that, a new thought pattern would be, I love and approve of myself, and I alone create sweetness and joy in my life. So, as Lois said, the pancreatus comes from rejection because you know she was rejected and she was scorned by the people of the church for being a 12-year-old mother at a time when she should have been a child as opposed to a mother. And that weighs heavily not only on the parents but especially on the children. And that's the subject of today, our children's mental health. How can we save the children? Our guest is Khalid B. Scott, 25-year mental health. Khalid Scott. Okay, thank you, Mr. Scott. A 25-year mental health specialist who has come and shed some light on the experiences of children. And I just love these tips that you have given, and I'm going to share those later on social media. But right now it's time to take a commercial break. And if you're listening online and you want to call in, we will take your calls right after this commercial break. We have a caller at 708-3304. We'll take your call when we come back. But Khalid, you want to give us just a little thought? What's one great thing we can do as we go into this commercial break?
One thing that we can do is go back to your childhood. Reflect on your childhood. Think about the wonderful experiences you have, and think about the not so wonderful experiences you have, and then let that be your guide in dealing with your child.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. All righty. Well, we're going to practice that, and hopefully someone wrote that down, and we're going to come back on the other side as soon as we give you these very important messages.
Man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out, and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill.
Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Community and police need to come together again. Police need to walk the streets, get to know the citizens. They can ride the buses, the L, the subways, and once again, become the officer friendly we always hear about. Police are the front line between us and the criminal element. As mayor, I will begin program to assure they will get to know us as our neighbors.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Hi, this is Viata, your holistic life coach, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family every Friday morning to assist you in your journey to abundant health. Together, we can reduce the stress, which most health professionals agree is a major contributor to disease. Every Friday, I'll be sharing the knowledge I've gained from over 20 years in the holistic health field. The word holistic simply means taking into consideration mind, body, and spirit to balance and heal your human self. I am truly excited to be able to serve you on the Female Solution.
Here on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Monday morning mindfulness as we continue the conversation with our special guest today, mental health professional Khalid Scott, who is helping us with our children's mental health and how can we save our children. As we go to the phone lines, we are now opening up the mic of area code 708-3304. You are live on the air, Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hi, who is this? Hi, who's this? Grand Rising, you are live on the air, area code 708. 708-3304.
Yes, you hadn't opened my phone. This is Maika. How are you?
Morning, Maika. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I just want to commend both of you on what you've become, having not had a father in your life. I mean, it's just awe-inspiring that you overcame, because that was absolutely something that I can't even imagine. I had a father. And it's like, I don't know what I would be had it not been for my father, because as a child, you know, children think they can get away with things. And my father taught me that I couldn't get away with stuff. And he taught me how to respect authority. And that's so important. Were you saying something, Zelda? I'm sorry. Am I on, or what's going on?
Yes, ma'am. You are live on the air.
Oh, okay.
Sister Maika.
I just wanted to say that I want to report something that's going on down in Alabama, particularly in Selma. I'm sure it's going on in other parts of Alabama. Single mothers are actually selling their children to the government for a crazy check. That is, they refuse to send their children to school, and their children become what's called crazy or dumb. And then they get a check for that. I know because it's happening in my family, as with one of my granddaughters. And this has been going on for years, where they just stifle a child's education. So like my granddaughter is 9, she's supposed to be in the 4th grade. They put her back in the 2nd grade. So The reason for this, let me tell you what the reason is for it. Because if they can label a child crazy, then they can keep that child off the voting rolls. That child won't get to be able to vote. And mothers are just going along with this. Isn't that ridiculous? That's
horrible.
It's amazing. It is horrible. It is beyond horrible. I actually met a young lady down there. I was just sitting around with some friends, and she was coming down the street, and she just stopped and talked to us. She must have been about 22, and she told us, she said her mother would not let her go to school. She wanted to go to school. Her mother would whoop her when she would want to go to school. Then her mother would get a check, and then when she became of age, like 18, 19, then they put her in a mental institution.
Sounds like part of the plan to me. It's a plan that's been designed for some time, and we're just realizing it.
Yes, and too many of us are opting to participate in it just for money, feeling like I got to get this money. So I just wanted to share that with you and your audience also, that children are really, really being mistreated in the world. And like Dr. King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And we need to be aware of these kind of things because they do affect us. Thank y'all so much for having this show.
And thank you so much for calling
in. Information. Absolutely.
And thank you for sharing that, because yes, we did not know. We've got more callers on the line. Thank you so much for calling us, for joining us this morning. 312, let me see here, 1109, 312-1109, ending in 1109. You are live on the air this morning. Thank you for calling. Hi, who's this? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Cheryl, and I was calling this morning just to say how I enjoyed the meditation this morning.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. What did you enjoy most about the meditation?
Just just all of it, everything about the meditation. Just an uplifting way to start your morning. Just thought that was great.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Cheryl. Where are you calling from? What city are you in?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh, you're in Chicago. Okay, all righty. Well, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate your joining in the conversation this morning, and hopefully you'll share that meditation with others, and please continue to listen. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling.
And thank you. Bye now.
And thank you. Bye-bye. And let us go to the phone lines. We've got another caller here no, we just took that call. Khalid, you wanted to comment on what Maika said?
Sure. Another stigmatization that we deal with, especially in the black community, is children being diagnosed. Okay? So there's a couple of school of thoughts with that, because oftentimes I'll hear like a birth parent or a foster parent like, Mr. Scott, I don't want to put this, the kid has been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. And they're like, he's just a little boy, he's 9 years old, he just has a lot of energy, and he just doesn't know how to sit down and can just concentrate. Plus, he's been through a lot. So that's why, we make sure that we get the child tested, and before that type of diagnosis is made, okay? Oftentimes when the foster parent or the birth parent follows the medication regimen and also continues to love and guide the kid, then we see productivity with that kid. But oftentimes we see parents like sometimes give them medication or don't give them medication. The kid is still acting up. And remember, imagine being a school teacher. You have 35 kids in your classroom, but Jamal is all over the place. So guess what? If I have a kid in that room, and Zelda, you have a kid in that room, our kid can't learn. Why? Because the distraction of Jamal. You know?
Right.
So it's
right.
like we have to address what the issue is. And then remember, at least in Chicago public schools, they don't have special education classes anymore because we understood that children were being stigmatized. So what happens is those kids that would normally go to that other classroom, they're sitting with the general population, the regular kids. But then they have a professional who, right. So what happens is a tutor comes into the classroom, you know, to work with that kid while the kid is in the classroom with my kid and your kid. So everybody's being distracted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why when you see children getting assistance, you know, then she talked about, you know, the stigmatization of being diagnosed with something for parents to get, you know, a check. And are there cases where that's happening? Yes. But you better believe that the government is on top of that as well because they want to see the documentation from a physician, from a psychiatrist stating this child does have this diagnosis. So it's not, I can't say, you know what, I want to get an extra $600 a month. I'm just going to go and tell the government body, Anaya has bipolar. And then that's it. No, she's going to be dying. She's going to meet with a psychiatrist who's going to give that type of diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of the things we throw out there, too. And not saying that it doesn't happen and things don't go through the cracks. Of course it does. But for the most part, at least from my experience, if a kid has a diagnosis, it's a sound diagnosis, and we're trying to address it. But again, if everything else in the kid life is in chaos, then the kid won't get the help they need. So that's why we have to take care of the whole child.
Yes. And it's our responsibility. We cannot wait on the parent or the grandparents. You know, this is a community. We live in this world. We are sisters and brothers. We are the keepers of the children, and the children are our responsibility, whether they're biologically ours or not, because back in the day, when community was really community, if you did something wrong, your neighbor, aunt, or any other relative saw you acting out of sorts, out of good behavior, they would check you and not think a second thought about it. And even before they would check you, they would give you a look, and you just knew to straighten up. Well, that look doesn't gel with this generation of kids. We have got to sit down, and first of all, we got to stop calling them kids because they're not little billy goats. They're children, and these children need our attention more than ever. Because when you talk about the going back to as a 15-year-old and think of the experiences that we had times 10 on social media, our children are in trouble, and we are the ones that can help them through this maze of chaos. So it's our responsibility. We have to say something.
Absolutely.
And then also,
right.
Well, see something, say something.
Right. And also I just want to point out that we're on guard now because, like you said, back in the day when there was a village mentality in the community, in the neighborhood, it was wonderful. But now it's hidden agendas, you know?
Yes.
I have a beautiful daughter. I don't know if my male neighbor, you know, down the street, does he have good intentions towards my daughter?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Because the wonderful thing about social media, we've gotten to see the monsters out here now. Decades ago, we didn't know who the monster was. You know what I'm saying?
No, we didn't.
Now, so now, say if you want to move to a certain community, you could go on the website and check where do all the pedophiles live. You know? Anybody who's on the sex registry list, you know exactly how far they are from the house you live in.
Right.
You know? So technology, it has its benefits as well. And again, it goes back to nobody's going to protect my kids better than I can. When I got divorced, I could have did what most men do when they get divorced. They divorce the wife and they also divorce the kid. So what that looks like is, instead of me, like I have 50% custody. So I have my child for 2 weeks and my ex-wife has my daughter for 2 weeks. Most men opt for the every other weekend. So your kid goes from seeing you 30 days to 4 days a month. Think about the impact on that kid. Think about that. And I had to fight for that type of custody when I was going through my divorce. It's not automatic. You would think it would be, but it's not. The assumption is give the child to mom. Right. Give the child to mom for the 26 days. Let dad have every other weekend, and dad, you pay this 20% of your check for child support. So your child becomes a check. And a weekend visit going out you have some ice cream and pizza. For me, no. I love my kid. I want to see her as much as possible. You know, every other Friday when my daughter leaves, Zelda, I still get teary-eyed because I know I won't see her for a whole week. I won't have her love and energy in my house.
Wow.
And I hate it. So now that's my platform. I talk to dads who are going through divorce, who are going through breakups, and I tell them, your kids cannot skip a beat in regards to your attention, your time, and your love. Because, again, if I don't give it to Anaya, Tyreek is out there waiting to give it to her.
And you know this.
She's waiting. And
a whole line of Tyreeks behind her, behind him.
Absolutely.
They just line
and
up.
also let me explain this. Tyreek is waiting for your son, i.e., he's going to join in gangs. So Tyreek wants your daughter, but he also wants your son too.
So we've got a double-edged situation here. We've got to be concerned with not only does he want your daughter, he wants your son as well. And that is not a good thing.
Not at all.
We
not at all.
have to protect the children. We have another caller on the line, 773-449.
This is Lois again. Yes. What can he do, Zelda? It's the truth. We don't have a choice. They're doing the girls and the boys, the men and the women, and it's sad. It is so, so sad.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. And we can do what we can to play our part to help make the situation better because we are in control. Back to the phone line, 708-3304. Your mic is open?
Yes, this is Mike. I'm glad you opened my mic again. First of all, I said this would take Brother Khalid. I said this incident of this crazy check is taking place in Alabama, not in Chicago. Second of all, I said what they're doing is they're stifling the child's education so that they are considered crazy, so that because they are capable of learning, they're saying. And then as a result of that, the mothers are getting this crazy check. Third of all, I said the conspiracy is that if the child is labeled crazy, that will keep them off of the voting roll. That is a major issue in the South, in Alabama, keeping black people off the voting roll. So they would rather give a check than these black people being capable of voting. So this is going on. This is real, and it can be proven.
Right. And I'm not saying that it's not going on, and I'm not sure if you didn't catch that or not. But what I'm saying is, typically, at least here in Chicago, if someone is getting a disability check for a child, that you better believe that there's documentation in place to prove that child does have a mental health issue. That's number one.
Let me ask you this. Could a child who is not capable of say a child who is not learning at their level, could that be classified as a disability?
Depending on what they've been diagnosed with. So say, for instance, like here in Chicago, I can only go about Chicago, children who they suspect have learning disabilities, whether it be a learning disability or what have you, that they have to get tested. And that, and say if they're in the Chicago public school, they have to be evaluated for special education. Now, even though there's no classroom where they go to put these kids at, it's for kids to get the additional services that they need while they are in the school environment.
That's
so
what the check is for,
and what we call an IEP, an individual educational plan, or Plan 507, where where it's, after the child is evaluated for learning disabilities, then they get the extra support that they need.
Okay.
But again,
so if
in
a child
Alabama,
is held back, well, so if a child is held back, say if the parent doesn't send the child to school for a certain amount of time, and thus they get behind in class, and then they can't pass the test and what have you, then that's what causes, in this situation, them to get stigmatized as having a learning disability. But what has happened is the parents are keeping the children out of school for a substantial amount of time.
Right, and I know here, and that's what I'm saying here, at least there in Chicago, when a kid is, like, say if a kid is, like you said, 9 years old, but they're in second grade because mom said she was at home homeschooling them, okay? But you got to give a reason why that kid was not in school. So mom is like, well, I homeschooled the child. Okay, they brought the kid in. The kid is not on the level of an average fourth grader. So they put the child back. That child is supposed to get extra services while in that classroom to build them up to speed. Now, in Alabama, their school systems might work in a different capacity. I'm not sure. But again, I know the government, I work for the federal government as well, they're not cutting no one a check unless it is proven documentation in place that the child has a learning disability or some type of mental health diagnosis, at least here in Chicago. And if it is happening in Alabama, shame on them. And this is where legislatures need to be, talking to.
And I'm sure it's probably happening all over the world, and we just don't know about it. It is
probably
systemic.
So. Yes.
It is systemic. It is in the system. It is a way to reduce, to keep our children, and eventually lead them into incarceration. If anything, I just believe that. Can you give us a closing note? We've got about 1 minute here. Khalid, thank you so much for joining us today. You've been listening to Khalid Scott, 25-year mental health professional, as he leaves us with a closing thought today.
Okay. Understand that when God blesses us with children, he's blessing us with his gift because the children belong to him. He just lets us be the monitors of the children while they're here on earth. But he's the original father of every child walking on that planet, to include us adults. So if God gives you the privilege to watch over his child, then you are supposed to do your absolute best to take care of that gift that God has given you. Because we do know about the God that we love. If he blesses you with something and you abuse it, he takes it away from you. So every day when you're with your child, know that they are your blessing and you treat them as such. And thank you for listening.
And thank you for being a wonderful part of this experience today. We so appreciate your comments and suggestions, and we will be posting them online on our social media page. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and thank you for joining us this morning. And do remember that August is the month for the International Black Film Festival.
Leave your comments
that is still going on until the end of the month. So get your tickets to see films made by Chicagoans right here in Chicago. Next week, our guest will be author Modi.
Listen to our radio.
The title of her book is entitled Some Women Prefer Hell. And we hope you've enjoyed the Children's Mental Health Show, How Can We Save the Children? Thank you, Khalid Scott. We will see you next month or the month after. Congratulations. Congratulations on your new job. And we'd love to have you anytime you are available. Thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate you. And
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for spending your very special day with me. And stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned to your next Mindfulness Moment update on ZeldaSpeaks.com. And be sure and check out the TV show Sundays at midnight on 19.
Spain.
Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1. Make it a beautiful day. God bless, and thanks for listening. See you next week.
Ghana, Medasi, Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Ngiyabonga, Senegal, Jaret, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakor, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.